mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad.
Well, welcome home, family. It's your mother and your father here. And I need to start off by asking a rather intimate question.
Wow.
And it's for you.
Okay.
I need you to transport yourself, mind, body, and soul, into a situation. Are you ready to astral project into a situation?
I'm already in it.
Okay. Imagine this.
Okay.
Sorry, family. Plug your ears for a second.
This is highly inappropriate.
Imagine this.
Okay.
You and I, we've been getting to know each other.
Okay.
And we've decided that it's going to be the night that we intimately get to know each other.
Got it.
Hands everywhere.
What is it? Jan everywhere?
Jan everywhere. Jan everywhere from the office.
Jan everywhere from the office.
By the way, we do so many office references.
I know, but not everyone watches it.
And I don't know. Yeah, and so sorry about that. Anyway, okay, back. Go back in. No. The office. We're hands everywhere, limbs. We are about to know each other intimately, and
I think I know where you're going.
Walking into that special bedroom, we have 10 people chanting and cheering at us. Clap those cheeks in the hideaway.
Got those cheeks in the hideaway. Yeah,
and then we make love. Okay. You then ask me if we're going to continue to explore. That's another conversation. I try not to lose my mind.
I'm being honest with you. This is a very long-winded thing, and I'm already kind of astral projecting to a different place.
Okay.
So can we keep? Okay, sorry.
And then after said lovemaking, we must exit and be greeted by 10 cheering people asking us details, including one of your besties being like, butt stuff or not. Do you understand what I mean? So I just wanted you to just imagine that with me.
Okay.
How do you feel? How does it feel?
Feels like a lot of pressure. It feels like you must lie no matter what.
Right.
Because it's kind of like, well, what if one person lies or says something and one person says the truth and they don't match up? You know, the only thing you can really do is when you get out of there, say it was unbelievable, best of my life.
Yep.
Everyone is the best. Everything is incredible. Couldn't have gone better, even if it's a full lie. Because any slight doubt, it might get back to the person, and we have a whole drama and we have a whole thing. You gotta just, no matter how good or bad it goes, you gotta shake on. We're lying about it being the best of all time.
Yeah, you have to. You
have to. And they always do.
I would
too.
love to see someone come out and be like it was
at best.
Super mediocre. Like, honestly, he didn't pay enough attention to this, that, and the other.
Right.
And I felt like he was a selfish lover or he was boring. I mean, I would live for some, like, you know who would have given that to us? Bea. We miss you, Bea. You would have given us the full, true rundown.
She's a real deal.
Of what would have happened.
The one thing I will say from the experience is that Kata definitely seemed bothered by the fact they didn't use any of the equipment that was provided.
Well, yes.
And also the fact that it was only one time.
Well, yes.
So she did kind of leak a little bit of information by saying, "Oh, I wanted to, but we only did it once, and we didn't use any of the stuff in there." So that seems to be a little look into maybe where there could be trouble in paradise is that not linking up. We'll see. You never know.
Well, and this is why Evan and I think. And I think this might be when I've done a little bit of like look-see-looing online to see like what the general pop is feeling about everything. Gen Pop. And I think hot take on our parts. I think everyone's thinking that Zach is going to leave Kata drift, let his eyes wander because he keeps bringing up the fact of like, hey, I want to explore. And sir, you being in the hideaway, getting intimate, and immediately saying right after the deed is done, would you be mad at me if I explored someone? Even if you're trying to be jokey, immediately your ass is on the by the hot tub in the back. You're not sleeping in the same room as me. We're donesy. Just as a heads up.
Yeah.
But your father and I here, our hot take, I guess, is that we don't think that Zach keeps bringing up wanting to explore because he's going to explore. Yeah. We think that he is extremely insecure in his relationship with Kata because I think he might worship the ground she walks on and look at her like the queen, like she is.
Yeah.
I have reached the unattainable queen and she is my dommy mommy, my dominatrix mommy. And I think he is so nervous that Kata is going to leave him because she's like a goddess, that he's doing that typical, sorry, no shade, guy thing where it's almost this kind of like trying to like the negging, being like, yeah, you know what, maybe I'll leave. You know what, maybe I'll go explore because he's so nervous that she's going to explore.
Yeah, I think it's a power move. I think he's trying to.
I think it's a full power move.
She seems so confident.
Yes.
And she's obviously very attractive. And I think he feels like at any moment someone can walk in and steal her from me. So I have to create a little scarcity, and not that I'm just puppy dog waiting. So I got to make these ill-timed jokes. I have to kind of say stuff like, you know, maybe I should explore and I'll go talk to that girl, even though Kata is like super not bothered. She keeps saying, I really like him. But, but then she's kind of still, I think he's just trying to guard his heart.
And doing it in a very immature way.
Oh, and he's doing it in the 22-year-old way, 100%, which is just the like, right after we had sex, like,
maybe I'll leave.
Is it cool if I talk to a bombshell? Like, he's just he's nervous. And because I think on multiple levels, she's just kind of out of his league in regards to like, she also is just way more confident and kind of like swagged out and less intimidated. And I think probably in the hideaway too, there was some moments where it was like, she's like completely free and he's kind of like a little more, you know, nervous. And so that probably came across in some ways. So he keeps trying to regain a little bit of power when he feels, in my opinion, pretty powerless. So I'm not getting big player move. I think if he does anything, it's just to go, maybe I'm too nervous being with her. Like, it's too much for me.
If he strays in Casa Amor, I fully believe it's because he's convinced she will, and he's wanting to, in his insecurity, beat her to the punch a little bit.
Or be with someone who makes him feel less nervous about losing her at every second.
Yeah, because it's been interesting seeing Kata when she's talking. She clearly really likes Zach.
100%.
She's made that so obvious. But when she's having conversations, she's also so low-key chill, being
not crying about it.
We're not closed off, but like I really like him a lot. So she is so confident.
And she's calm in that.
Yep.
And I think he's kind of like, I don't know if I could ever get someone as good as her.
Yep.
So I might just spiral.
Yep.
I think he's thinking about the future, thinking about possible more bombshells, the Casa, you know, things that could mess things up. And so I think he's kind of just waiting for the bomb, you know, the ball to drop, I guess you could say, on when she either starts talking to someone else or leaves him, or, you know, I think that's the energy I'm getting.
Agreed. Yeah. I would also like to coin I think it's a new term, a new term for Zach.
Okay.
And it is a drama vulture.
He's circling.
I would like to get into why, but we need to take a quick pause first. Okay. And then I would like to define this term because I believe him and Bryce are drama vultures, though I do believe Bryce is more just like wanting to maybe wear Zach's skin. So he's like maybe trying to pretend to be a drama vulture.
Sure.
But I think Bryce wants to be with Kata because I think Bryce wants to be Zach or like be somehow like connect. Yeah. Or like there's some sort of, you know, throuple situation going on. I think that's kind of where...
We touched on that last week too,
well, they're dynamic. It continues. We'll get into it. Yeah, let's get into this, but we got to take a quick pause first, family. So I know that Love Islander Kenzie... Oh, we will talk about Kenzie. Shady Kenzie. I know that Love Islander Kenzie has talked about wanting to have 10 kids someday. So let's talk kids right now. Okay. One thing that surprises me as a parent is how much mental energy goes into trying to make sure your kids are getting what they need nutritionally. Because in theory, they're supposed to eat a perfectly balanced diet every day. And in reality, sometimes they decide they're only interested in 3 foods for an entire week. So when I find something that makes me feel a little more confident that my kiddo is getting that quality nutrition, I pay attention. That's one of the reasons we've loved Hiya. Hiya's Kids Multivitamin is special. I mean, since we started getting them, our daughter asks for her vitamin every morning. Without fail, Ember will get up every single morning and ask for her Hiya vitamin, okay? Which is such a parent win because she loves the taste of it. So she's getting her vitamin. She's excited about it. Such a win.
It's a massive win.
It's a win. It's a win.
What I appreciate about Hiya is that they took a completely different approach than most kids' vitamins. A lot of vitamins on the market are packed with sugar, artificial ingredients, and dyes. Hiya went the opposite direction. 0 sugar, 0 gummy additives, just clean nutrition. They worked alongside pediatricians and nutrition scientists to create a chewable multivitamin that includes 12 organic fruits and vegetables plus 15 essential vitamins and minerals. We're talking nutrients that support things like brain function, concentration, mood regulation, immune health, and strong teeth and bones. And the ingredient list is incredibly clean. Non-GMO, vegan, dairy-free, allergy-free, gelatin-free, and nut-free.
They've also earned NSF certification and the Clean Label Project's highest purity award certification, and every batch is third-party tested for heavy metals and contaminants. And I'm really excited because Hiya just launched something brand new. If your kids are active and growing, adding in a clean protein powder with added minerals designed just for kids might be exactly what they need. Hiya's new Kids Daily Growth Plus protein is a total game changer. It's more than a protein shake. It's a purity awarded clean protein powder with added minerals and healthy fats that mixes right into water, smoothies, and more to support muscle development and cognition, just to fuel everything that they've got going on. Our kiddo, I mean, she just loves Hiya so much. And it's so wonderful knowing that she's excited to take her vitamins every day. And you get this cool bottle with your first order, and then they send you refills every month. Well, they sent stickers with that first bottle, which Ember just loved decorating. Yeah. And that's just even more of a personalization thing. It's more exciting for them in the morning. She loves it. She has a Vitamin Queen written on it. They just think of everything. They really do. We've worked out a special deal with Hiya. Receive 50% off your first order on any of their products. To claim this deal, you must go to hiyahealth.com/mom and dad. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to hiyahealth.com/mom and dad and get your kids the full body support they deserve. Okay, before we get into drama vulture, just want to say, family, today we are recapping Love Island, obviously. And I know we said last week that we were going to try to go in a more chronological order. I don't think that that's going to happen.
Doesn't feel like the correct path.
There's just so much that happens in like 7 episodes or whatever that I think let's do couple by couple.
Yeah, I think
but
that's
also
the move.
We'll probably still be bouncing all over the place, and it's just going to be chaotic.
It's just a loose vibe.
So we're come
with us on this loose vibe.
Yeah, we're going to be talking like big hot spots, not like breaking down every little thing because it's just a lot.
It's too much.
So just as a heads up, we're covering episodes 8 through 13 today, not including After Sun. I'm sure it's amazing, but it's too much to watch and recap on. But 8 through 13, so we'll be jumping all over the place. If you haven't fully caught up yet and you don't want to be spoiled at all, just please be aware of that. And then, of course, it wouldn't be an episode without your mom's disclaimer. Just as a heads up, we don't know any of these people well or personally, and I'm not super up to date online in all the recent drama. So if for some reason we're saying that we love somebody and it turns out something terrible is connected to them or something like that, we don't know and we're sorry. And we're just purely basing this off of what we're seeing on the screen right now.
Precisely.
Anywho. Couple by couple?
Yes.
Okay, can we just start with Zach and Kata since we already talked about a chunk of them? So I would like to say, drama vulture, okay? I'm going to include Bryce in this because Zach and Bryce they sit like 2 vultures in a tree watching. And they literally do. They are perched throughout this villa, always together. Sometimes their queen is there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just the two of them. And it's like they're literally scouting. Specifically, Zach is scouting for any dramatic carcass that is left that he can just pick at and pot stir and tear apart as much as possible because that guy is a pot stirrer.
Well, I think he's like the definition of like when you're like insecure, you kind of got to pick at other people to kind of make it even in your brain. So I think he's in this solid relationship. So he has this kind of like, I'm kind of, you know, I know what's going on and maybe I kind of have my shit together.
Yeah.
Mixed with I'm insecure about it too.
Yeah.
And kind of where I stand with her and if she's going to leave me. So then I got to kind of pick at other people too. So it's kind of this like other people, everyone handles like KC's a good example of the opposite of that, which is like he's in this super solid relationship, but he's not trying to stir the pot. He's actually just supporting people and being there for them. So I feel like you kind of see how two different types of men handle time on their hands. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And I feel like Zach's one of those where he kind of likes to kind of gossip and kind of walk over and have an opinion about things and and Casey's just like super chill and he's kind of helping his friends through their relationships.
Yeah.
It's a different energy.
Zach, there were a couple moments in this episode. First and foremost with Soul. I know all the men were during the pieing situation, during the pie game, were specifically Soul felt like she was being specifically targeted during that. And like every negative thing they were pieing her for, which side note, if you don't think that all those men were choosing to focus on Soul, if you don't think that it's because most of them are all attracted to her and have a crush on her, I think you got another thing coming.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a like, let's make it clear to our women that we're not into her.
We're not interested. Any negative thing, we're going to direct it towards Soul.
Right.
And it's like, again, doth protest too much.
100%.
You all have the hots for Soul, and she's in your brain.
And your girls
an
have asked,
option to
do
explore.
you find Soul attractive?
Yep.
And you're like, honestly, I've never even thought of her, like never even looked at her. Now that you say that, I don't know. I don't think so. Probably not. Get her.
So I felt
mean?
so bad for Soul because that would feel so like exclusionary when you're first joining this villa. Like, why are they saying all these negative things about me? I haven't done anything. Like, what the hell? Soul, it's because they all have the hots for you. And it's like literal, like childish boy on the playground energy going on, you know?
100%.
But Zach was, forefront of that, stirring the pot. Then, of course, during the game later, where he called out KC about how he's too comfortable in his couple.
Right.
And he then had this speech with it too about like all of a sudden revealing what KC had said about Soul. And then that started Anaya to like having her spiral. And then throughout it even, he's always just commenting. And I started to notice this episode too, where he's always pulling people aside and he's digging. So sincere. Who though do you like more? Like if you had to, like he's trying to get info.
He wants
Zach is trying to use tea as currency.
Yes,
okay,
100%.
He's 100% trying to use tea as currency.
He likes the drama.
He lives for the
he
drama.
He lives for the drama.
So I mean, as far as Zach and Kata went in this episode, there really was
other than the hideaway.
The hideaway, and then of course him making these comments, which like your father and I have said, we think that it's because he's super insecure in their relationship because Kata, I mean, let's be real. When they were going to the hideaway, Zach right away turns to her and he goes, "Don't dominate me." And I was like, he wants to be dominated by Kata. He's living for it. He loves it. And he doesn't want to lose that.
We need to see them challenged.
Yes.
They've kind of been locked in. She's like, oh yeah, I really like him a lot. We have this strong connection. But we haven't seen a really one of their strong types come in and shake them up. We need to see what goes down.
I want Kata to be delivered her type to a T on a platter.
Yeah,
I want him literally carried in for Kata.
Because remember they were even talking in one of the episodes, they were talking about kind of being open.
Yeah.
And I just got the vibe of Kata's a lot more down for the challenge to test their relationship than he is. Like, definitely, she was kind of saying like, yeah, you know, we haven't had a test yet.
Yeah.
You know,
because
and he's kind of like, yeah, totally. So it's, we need it. We need it, or else it's just going to kind of dissolve, and then they'll break up when they get out of the show. We need to kind of see if it was just that they're really attracted to each other, or if there's more. Because I still haven't heard any conversations by them. I still haven't heard them talk about anything other than just very top level, you're hot, I'm hot energy.
Well, remember, it's the hot symbiosis.
That's what I'm saying. So it's going to be...
You're hot, so we're hot together.
Exactly. So
let's be hot forever, dancing through life. Oh, it's very Fierro and Glenda. Yeah.
So
much.
that's kind of what I'm, still, I was kind of hoping for a development there. Still no development. I think they're just like, we're hot, you're hot, let's be hot. And it's like, it's just still kind of very basic.
I just want to say in general, so far this season, where are more bombshells? I need way more bombshells.
We've had like one round.
We've had one round. We need bombshells, okay? And also, I'm very excited for Casa Amor this season.
Yeah.
Because everybody needs to start exploring. I almost feel
they better bring some heavy hitters in that.
Hitters. I almost feel like every single one of these couples, minus maybe one or two, need to... I just almost want them all to recouple. I'm a little bit like ready for that. Yeah, completely.
No, I'm not against that at all.
And so I feel like we haven't done a lot of exploring in this villa, and a lot of, even like I was just observing like Caleb coming in, who seems like a very sweet guy.
Yeah.
But he only talked to Kenzie. I'm like, Caleb, talk to Melanie, talk to Trinity, talk to Anaya. Talk to Jen more? Like, talk to everybody. Why are we not exploring? I want more exploratory situations.
I feel like with the three bombshells that came in.
Yeah.
One thing I will say that I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah.
They're all really quiet.
Yeah. We need some wild characters.
What I mean? Mm-hmm. Like Caleb, super sweet and quiet.
Mm-hmm. Jen
is the most, but again, still pretty like not
feel like maybe
chaotic.
Soul's
She's
the
pretty
most
chill.
Chatty.
Soul, I feel like is the quiet. She's always just like, yes, very soft spoken.
Well, I feel like Soul's very soft spoken, but I feel like she's talking a lot. She's just
I don't know. I just feel like, but there's no one came in like Kata.
Yeah, true.
Who's like bang, boom, bang, boom.
Yeah,
and I just feel like we need more big personalities to shake it up.
We need bigger personalities.
Even Corbin, kind of quiet and kind of deep voice, and kind of just talks like this the whole time. There's no like in your face person. There's no one like kind of causing drama. There's no like big personalities. And I'm like, where's the like...
You know what we need? We need a guy. I mean, obviously Corbin's gorgeous, came in bombshell. We need a fucking Adonis.
Yes.
Everyone's type.
Yes.
To walk in.
Who's a party animal.
Who's a party animal and who literally goes, this isn't Friend Island, and pulls every single woman.
And his amazing conversationalist.
A great conversationalist. None are off limits. None of the women. I'll be honest
with you, it's like, it's kind of dud city, especially with the guys. It's like Zach is nice and he's sweet, but he's kind of more reserved and kind of whatever. Bryce is kind of like, what? So he's not like stimulating Trinity's brain at a high level. We got Sincere's the best. Sincere, in my opinion, is the best, and you see him playing.
Well,
and he's being a player.
Liar.
But I'm saying Sincere is clearly, in my opinion, the most charismatic.
Sure.
And he's playing multiple sides and whatever. So Sincere is a good like, oh, that is kind of what
Chaos
we need more
demon.
of to like create more of this. Caleb, sweet but way too chill. Corbin, just kind of like really one note.
They're calling him AI.
Right. Yeah. And so it's like there's just, and then even Casey's sweet and cute, like sweet and great, but he is kind of on the quieter, more reserved side. So there's very little electricity.
Yeah.
Especially with the men.
We need a guy. Oh, and then Gabrielle. Gabrielle's just making out.
Gabrielle's just like Mr. Sex, and he's just like, whoa. He's just like, whoa. So there's not a lot of like fire. You know what we haven't seen? No one's jumping in the freaking pool. Remember that?
Yeah.
It used to be like people would, cannonball.
We need wellness.
There was always that going on.
It's very true because we have some killer women on this season with great personalities.
Exactly.
Who are funny and sparkly and dynamic. We need to stimulate the women's brains.
They've been lulled into a sleep.
Into a long sleep.
By these not super interesting guys. These hot, boring guys. Low-key hot, boring guys. All of them.
They have been fully lured into a sleep. So boring. And they're just kind of
like, and like the one guy who has a decent personality is like playing multiple women. So it's kind of like it shows you how starved they are for some freaking spice. So we need a couple more.
We need 2 male bombshells to enter the villa who are so fucking hot and who are also one of the bombshells it needs to be so hot, who's really funny. We need a super really, really funny hot guy. And then we need a like tall Adonis poet who's like super stimulating conversation wise, who's super aggressive pulling women. Yes. Like I'm taking anybody and I don't care. I want a guy who's like down to get into a fight. Like I don't care if I step on your toes. I don't know who you are.
Because we're also in that stage of the show where everyone's very
I came here for love.
Passive too. Yeah. Like pursuing their girl wise too.
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of laying around all day. No one's like trying. Like, well, have you seen? No one's done a date. Have you seen that?
So right. They're lazy.
No one's pulled a date. No one's written a special note. No one's got the flowers. No one's done anything.
True. I mean, Corbin did make a tiny heart pancake.
But you know what I mean? Usually by now there would have been some big swings. Yeah. Even trying to steal a girl. A guy would have set up a whole area with champagne. The most lazy cast of all time.
I mean, 0. True. These men need to step it up. I didn't even think about that, Evan. What the hell?
So we need a guy that comes in with the kind of a more old school vibe and you know what? Shake it up.
Speaking about that, I'm pissed off. Yeah. I'm pissed off because these men need to step it up. On top of it, yes, all of us I think are annoyed that there's not more exploring because it's Love Island.
Yes.
And I'm seeing chatter online, people being like, why are these women like getting so, like they're getting emotional about this, that, and the other. And they've only known the guy for like 3 days. Here's the bottom line. Okay. Here's the bottom line. We have Love Island where we want to explore. I'm the first to say, go explore. The difference is these women are being lured into a sleep by these lazy men, but the men aren't communicating honestly, like, hey, let's explore. I would like to sit with you and get to know you. Tell me about your life. Maybe we share a kiss after 48 hours. These men are sitting with a woman and immediately being like, I've never seen someone so beautiful like you. You're the one. You're the one that I want to be with, and you're the one I want to focus on. And I'm going to make out with you in bed for 4 hours. Of course, these women are going to feel so bamboozled and emotionally distraught when they feel like they're getting rejected from a guy who's literally declaring to them, like, you're the one. Yeah. And then 24 hours later is like, you're really like bugging. Like, why are you so intense with your feelings? Yeah. You guys, of course, everyone's super emotional because the way that the guys are wording this, they're not getting to know each other and flirting. It's immediately like, I think I love you. And you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
So of course the women are going to be upset.
I agree. But Kata and Zach, other than the Hideaway, that's it. Next couple.
Kata's the one who I feel like definitely is ruling that relationship.
Yeah, so she calls the shots.
And Zach's trying to have these moments where he's trying to make her feel insecure by throwing those comments in. So disrespectful after making love. How dare you? Yeah. But Zach, you don't know who you're playing with, my guy, because guess what? You're trying to be that type of, online guy who's like, make them feel bad about themselves and then they'll love you more. Here's the deal, my friend. You are not ready for Casa Amor. When these men get their eyes on Kata, supermodel Kata, bubbly, big personality Kata, oh, you're done for. So you better treat her well and be continuing to worship the ground she walks on.
Agreed. And I cannot wait for when something gets rattled there.
It's going to be crazy. Anywho, let's talk. Let's talk the Melanie Sincere.
Okay.
Then that pipeline goes into Soul and then Kenzie.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we'll do that kind of pipeline situation. Okay, but first we got to take a quick pause. Family, honestly, at this point, Love Island, it kind of rings in the summer for me. Like, I know it's summer when Love Island, when I hear that, I came here for love. Now it's summer.
It's
summer.
official.
And I can't believe it's summer already. Well, here's the thing. Summer always exposes the truth about your wardrobe because there are the clothes you think you wear, and then there are the 3 things you actually reach for over and over again because they're comfortable, easy, and somehow still make you feel put together. That's exactly why I keep coming back to Quince. Quince, people, I feel like they've mastered that balance between looking elevated and being genuinely so wearable. They're like the kind of pieces you throw on without thinking, and somehow you always get complimented when you're wearing them. I always get complimented when I'm wearing a Quince piece. And let me tell you what, summertime means I am loving and living in Quince's linen pieces. First of all, let me tell you about these linen pieces. They look so chic, like summering in capri. And also they're lightweight, breathable, and perfect for those days like lately when it's been very hot, when it's way too hot to wear anything complicated. They're so gorgeous. Go online, go on their website and check it out. I promise you'll be obsessed. The linen, the pieces, the sets. Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah, beautiful. And the one thing I really appreciate about Quince is the value. They use premium materials like 100% European linen, organic cotton, washable silk, and soft denim, but without the luxury brand markup that usually comes with those fabrics. In fact, most of their products are priced about 50 to 80% less than similar brands. And the reason they can do that is because they worked directly with ethical factories and cut out the middlemen. So you're paying for the quality of the product rather than a giant brand name attached to it. They've also expanded way beyond clothing. You can find home goods, bedding, kitchen essentials, and a bunch of other elevated everyday items that make life feel a little nicer.
Yeah, and fam, we are talking quality, okay? We are talking luxurious. I recommend Quince to everyone. If I was still a wardrobe stylist, I'd be getting all of my clients' pieces from Quince. Like I said, their linen sets have basically become my summer uniform, and I have a couple pieces that have reached that status where they're always being worn in the laundry or waiting to be worn again. They're just the best. Go online, I'm telling you. So many amazing things on Quince. You got to check it out. Elevate your summer wardrobe. Go to quince.com/momdad for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/momdad for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/momdad. Okay, let's talk Melanie, Sincere, and Soul next.
Yes.
Okay, so when we left them in week 1, Melanie had almost caught Soul and Sincere kissing.
Yeah.
And then Sincere ended up having to admit to her, even though he was sidestepping everything, that they had been kissing. And we were left on a cliffhanger, like, will Melanie unravel?
Right.
And you know what? I'm going to say shout out to my girl, Melanie. You all may disagree. I was very proud of her. I was very proud of her. In these episodes leading up, the behavior could be a bit unhinged. But again, now we see that Sincere has been lying throughout all these episodes. And I do believe part of her women's intuition was like, I can't trust him. And so there's this like super uneasy feeling all the time. I'm not justifying then the way that certain things were handled.
Yeah.
But after she found out that Sincere was kissing Soul, yes, she was having moments where she was talking to the girls and she's full sobbing. She's not sleeping in the room anymore. But she never took it to the level where she's like, how dare you, Sincere? Or put like, how dare you, Soul? How dare you take my man? No, she went into her own little friend bubble and was crying through it. And I was proud of her because I felt like that was growth. I really did.
Yes.
And then later on, we even saw her trying to start exploring with Corbin. And I believe as soon as Melanie started being like, you know what? I do really care about Sincere still, but I'm trying to free myself of him and I'm now fully moving on. As soon as that happened, Sincere's like, I think maybe I love Melanie And you're like, leave her alone.
It's interesting. They both kind of have this like toxic thing with each other.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting. Then they kind of have this like he's playing both sides. He wants to, but he also can't. But he's also telling her lies. It's like she has this. I'm a little nervous now that they're getting back together because I feel a little bit like all the performative stuff she was doing, all the stuff she was doing was when they were together.
Yes.
And then, but she does care about him, hence the like actual tears and kind of sadness. And the fact that she didn't go like, oh, I'm going to like mount Corbin in front of him while he's with Soul. She kind of slept alone.
Yeah.
Rejected basically all that and was just like, I'll take my time with it. Wasn't really kissing. And it's just an interesting thing where it's like we all have that friend or those friends who kind of, when they aren't together, they're like, I'm different now. And then they get back together and it's right back to where you were.
I mean, I sure hope not. Like I said, I think it's clear that Melanie feels and knows that Sincere is not trustworthy, hence her being so on edge and spiraling when she's with him.
Yeah.
But the fact now that, so at the very last, in the episode 13, they do this whole mailbox thing where everyone gets to write a love letter to who they want to couple up with. And in this moment, Melanie and Corbin are coupled up together, but Melanie ends up writing a letter to Sincere because she thinks she wants to couple back up with him, and Sincere ends up choosing Melanie. So now they're a couple again. Now, at the very end of the episode, we saw that America gets to vote for their favorite couple. So if there's a chance that all of a sudden Melanie and Sincere are out, if America's mad and they don't like, obviously how Sincere's been very insincere and lying his face off, they might be like, we're done with him. And then people might be like, we're done with Melanie because of some of the ways in which she's handled things. But I was devastated that they got back together in the end. I was really, really hoping that Melanie would really explore with somebody else. Yeah. Because, again, sorry, maybe unpopular opinion, I'm not justifying some of the behavior.
Right.
I love Melanie on my screen.
Yes.
I enjoy her on my screen thoroughly. I see a sensitive sister. I see somebody who loves hard. And I see someone who's figuring her things out. And I want her to be rid of Sincere. Okay. And we saw these episodes with her when she wasn't locked in with Sincere, where she was really trying. You could see her trying to take accountability of things. Like I said, not putting it on Soul, not then making it Soul's issue, right?
I do like that they didn't have like some big beef. That was nice.
I just really, there was a moment with Caleb and Melanie when they both were like, on the outs because they were getting ditched by their current like couple, that I was like, these two could be cute together.
They had a vibe.
Because Caleb's so low key and Melanie.
How old is Melanie? Do we know?
I think Melanie is like maybe 23.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, she just seems so much older than him. Like he just feels so young to me.
I think he's like,
even though he's huge.
20. No. Caleb, not Corbin.
Caleb. Sorry, I totally spaced.
No.
That dynamic. Yes, there was something surprising there.
Caleb and Melanie had a moment where I was like, you guys are
like, is there something here? Yeah, interesting. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Caleb, that's interesting. I mean, but she was too sweet sad at that point. You could tell that she was just completely caught up. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I feel like he's got her number.
Sincere.
Yes, more than she has his number, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. I feel like she's a little infatuated, and in the way they spent, even just her whole like over dramatic, like, I guess we can never talk to each other again when they got recoupled.
Hey, why do people do that on the show?
I was so confused. I'm like, there's no difference. Although the only difference is the sleeping. You can hang out with them still all day. You don't have to even do anything.
Why do people literally?
Why did she cut it off? Like, why did she literally end the relationship because they got recoupled?
This has happened numerous times already on this season where if they get recoupled, they're like, well, I guess I'll never speak to you again. I'm like, you guys, what are you talking about?
Nothing
like,
changes.
You can still, I know bedtime's a bummer, but like, why aren't you guys, I don't understand.
Melanie didn't sleep with Corbin, so she kept, so nothing could have changed, and they literally ended it like they were leaving summer camp never to talk again. It was very strange.
You guys, I don't understand.
But I really feel like the true kind of sad situation from all of this is Soul. Because it's kind of like Soul went in.
Yeah.
And she was brave enough to kind of go after what she wanted, and she was brave enough to kind of allow herself to explore. And I feel like this is where the Sincere issue, we kind of always had a player vibes from him. We were always a little bit like, is it a problem? Is it not? Blah, blah, blah. This is kind of where he descended into truly just like straight up lying, which was tough because he does seem like an awesome guy. He does seem like a nice guy. He does seem like a sweet guy. You don't see him talking to the guys being like, I'm going to see if I can, get two of these ladies. He doesn't seem like that way at all. But when it comes to just being cornered and asked honest questions, he does the classic guy move, which is the panic, tell you what you want to hear. And he did it to both of them multiple times. So they were both thinking they're locked in when they weren't.
My jaw was on the floor when maybe 4 times he looked at Melanie and said, I choose you.
Yes.
I'm done with everyone else.
Are you going to pursue her? Are you open to exploring with her? And he goes, off the top of my head, no. No, I'm not. No, yeah, I'm not into her. And then like 5 minutes later, they're kissing in a corner.
I mean, shoot, the amount of times where Melanie too, she even made it so in their conversations that she's like, I'm going to word it in a way that you can't escape this. Like, Are you going to talk to her? Will you kiss her again? Do you have any interest? Is it only me? And he was like definitively like, it's only you. Legitimately 20 minutes later is making out with Soul. And then also telling Soul, as soon as he gets recoupled with Soul, when America gets to choose and they recouple them together, immediately he's like, well, Soul and I are together now and I'm really working that out. And it's like, okay, well, there's that. And then he focuses on her hard for 24 hours. And then after 24 hours, Melanie, well, she's starting to come into herself again. And Sincere goes, well, I'm going to ruin this now. And I'm going to talk to Melanie. Soul, can I just like talk to Melanie? Because this was insidious. When he said, Soul, can I talk to Melanie? Because I need to just like have that conversation, just to clarify
like wrap everything up.
Some things and, just have our final convo. And so I was like, yeah, that's okay. And he pulls Melanie aside and basically is like, I've been thinking about you this entire time. And like, I'm in love with you.
Yes.
And then my heart is breaking in half for Melanie because this man is it's breaking for Soul because she thinks that she's in a solidified situation. And then Melanie, who's trying to heal, and Sincere's like, every time she tries to heal, he comes in and he's like, I'm going to tell you a lie and keep dragging you through the mud.
Yes.
It is so angering. And what makes me more mad about it too is, like you said, Sincere seems like such a sweet guy. He, other than like in his friendships, he moves in such a sweet way in the villa, but it's those sneaky fuck boys who are danger, because you think you can totally trust him.
Which is interesting because it's like even the girls like find out about the lies, and even Melanie said it best. She said, I know I like him so much that even if he does like mess around on me, like I'll end up taking him back. Like she said that, a version of that. And so it's kind of one of those things where he's so charming. Because even when at the end, when Soul got basically isolated into her own couple or whatever.
So at the very end, Soul and Caleb became single because they didn't get chosen. And then they're put together as a couple, which, by the way, I think means because they were single and vulnerable and then attached as a couple, I think in the next episode, when America gets to vote, I bet Soul and Caleb are off the table as an option. I bet they won't cut Soul and Caleb
it wouldn't make sense.
They'll give them another shot. And so Soul and Caleb will be sticking around.
Caleb, love him, but I don't think there's anything there for him. But Soul, there's a KC connection possible, which they need. Casey needs to be tempted because...
And he needs to be tested.
It's been day one, no questions asked, everything's good. And it's just like... but just to kind of put a bow on this Soul situation, it's like... My thing is that the issue with Sincere is that he does have a thing about him that none of the other guys have, which is like he does have that incredible, like remember Soul said it best. She's like, I feel like I can just trust him.
I know.
I feel like he's just so open and real with me, and it's like when you have that as a guy, that's a superpower. It's hard not to abuse, right? We see these type of guys; they become massive players because it's like they can kind of exude this selfishness in a way that seems selfless.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like this, I'm just honest and I'm with you and I'm connected to you and I see you. And he's telling the girl 5 seconds later the same thing. That scares me for her.
Yeah.
It scares me for her because I just feel like it'll kick up the like feelings of, you feel like you're out of control and then you act out of control.
It's also like the ultimate gaslighting vibe.
Exactly.
Where it's like everyone's going, Melanie's unhinged.
Because she's the loudest or she yells or whatever.
Melanie's unhinged. It's like, that's because this woman is being told behind closed doors that she's the light of his life and that he will not leave her. And then 2 seconds later, he's making breakfast for her and
both.
Soul. And
he's not getting called out for it.
And giggling about it with the other men. When he made breakfast for both of them after he literally told Melanie like he's all in on her, and then he's like, well guys, I gotta balance the ladies, and everyone giggles. He can get away with everything and it's making me so mad.
Yeah, and he's not getting called out for it. Like it's not even like Soul said, hey, what do you mean? You were telling me I'm the one, da, 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 da. It's like he doesn't really get called out for it, which is just going to keep the behavior going.
I know. He needs, well, they didn't do it last season, but they have typically done something called movie night on Love is Blind. Sorry, not Love is Blind. Whoops, wrong show. Love Island, where everyone sits down and basically watches clips that they haven't seen.
Yes.
He needs to get his ass movie nighted now. Yes. Because he needs to get exposed, and it needs to be, even though like they know that it's happening, I think there's something different when it's like in your face and then all of your friends witness it, for it to be a little bit like, hey, we need to ditch him now. Yes. Like now. And it's
not just two girls competing over the same guy energy. It's actually like he is creating this problem.
Correct.
Interesting.
Oh man, but I just now watching it, I just like, these past few episodes, I was just getting mad for Melanie because of like, again, how everyone's like, well, she's this way and this way. And again, it's like, it's not to excuse certain behavior, but it's also to be like, well, yeah, because she's being told something, just like how when he came out to the guys and was like, well, she told me to go explore and da-da-da-da. Yeah. It's like, how much is this guy lying all the time? I think he's lying all the time.
Yeah.
Because we can't even... Like, nobody's clocking his lies because he says them so smoothly that I think he's just like always lying. Maybe his name isn't even sincere. His name's probably like Ben.
Greg.
Yeah. But he's like, my name's sincere. And it's like, yeah, my parents gave it to me because of this reason. It's like, nah, he's lying about everything.
He's so smooth with it. And he's also so like disarming. And he's very sweet. But he kind of has this swagger about it. It's a problem. But and then he could also kind of hide behind the idea of just like, well, I'm exploring. That's a part of exploring is talking. But it's like, no, he's selling a bill of goods.
Well, and let's be real. And I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. I love exploring. I'm all about it.
But just be honest about it.
There's a difference between exploring and looking at someone's face and lying to them and saying, I'm all in on you. And then saying that exact same thing to the other person and then bamboozling and going back and forth and back and forth. Sincere. This could have been so easy. And I think, and then America would have been like, had his back too. If he had been super honest this whole time. Melanie, I do really like you. I have a great time with you. I'm super attracted to you, but I need to just like keep our options open. Soul, I'm still talking to Melanie. I really care. I really like her. And we're still just getting to know. If it was honest, it would be such a different story for him, but he has created a web of lies that is so deep.
Honesty is what makes you less mysterious.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
I'm just saying, I think the player thing is that like, you think you got him and then he's telling you stuff you want to hear. It's like, that's a part of the mystique.
Ugh, it's just toxic. And I just hope that Melanie gets out of it. Like, no, now that they're recoupled, I was like, yes, Melanie, we're getting to actually know Melanie. We're getting to know Melanie. Like Melanie without Sincere is Melanie. You know what I mean? Like that is Melanie. Like you see her like loose and fun and, sweet and chit-chatting with everybody, but the Sincere is that toxic poison that you throw it in there and you get a certain feel. And I just wanted her to start being able to explore. Maybe Casa more. You know what? Well, first of all, that Sincere will make out with at least two people in Casa Amor. If there's someone that comes in
who is his type that goes right for him, there's a good chance that...
I think he'll have two women in Casa Amor.
He'll definitely be making out.
So maybe... And then, of course, Melanie will... maybe catch the villa on fire. And it'll be like, yeah, well, of course she is, because this poor woman has gone on a roller coaster.
They need to do Casa more like now. I know. To keep, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to get them too locked in. No. You gotta test them.
Maybe Melanie and Soul, I hope maybe these two start talking. Maybe now that, maybe if they start talking, there could be kind of like a bond. And then maybe they start being like, hey.
Could be.
I hope so. Okay. Let's talk about Corbin and Kenzie.
Okay, perfect.
Please. We'd like to talk about these two. These two, oh my God. Let's talk about Corbin and Kenzie, but we have to take another quick pause, family. Okay. Let's say after watching 20 hours straight of Love Island, you feel inspired to, let's say, create a cozy corner in your house. Let's say something like Soul Ties, or say less, right? Well, if you're thinking about decorating with any indoor or outdoor furniture, our recommendation is going to be Article. Article.com, baby. That will always be our rec because we love it so much. Over the years, we have gotten many pieces from them. I'm talking couches, dining room table, chairs, love seats, side tables, etc. The whole deal. And every time something arrives, I'm reminded why we keep going back to them. Their furniture somehow makes a space feel more special, more intentional, and more like an actual home. It's home. And the quality is one of those things that you notice immediately. The packaging is incredibly thoughtful. So much of it comes mostly assembled, and everything just feels substantial. Like the finishes are beautiful, the hardware feels sturdy, and let me tell you, these pieces stand the test of time, the wear and tear of life and parties and kids and animals and all of it. Like, it's the best.
Yeah, and I think what Article does really, really well is take the guesswork out of furnishing a home. They have curated collections with styles like mid-century modern, coastal, and Scandinavian-inspired designs, and the pieces are intentionally designed to work together as well. So even if you're not someone who spends hours thinking about interior design, it's surprisingly easy to create a space that feels super cohesive, and they're really focused on quality over quantity. Every piece is selected for its craftsmanship, design, and long-term value. There isn't a bunch of filler in their collection.
Yeah, and the experience is so easy too. They offer fast, affordable shipping throughout the US and Canada. And if you want help setting things up, they even have professional assembly options. Plus, their customer care team is available 7 days a week, and they offer free interior design services, which is such a cool resource. It's so cool. And I love that they also have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee, because buying furniture online can feel like a leap of faith, but knowing you can return something if you aren't completely in love with it takes a lot of pressure off. But honestly, we have been so wowed by every single piece that we've purchased with Article. I'm telling you, I've recommended Article to so many friends and family over the years, and they always come back and they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, the price. Oh my gosh, the quality. And I'm like, I know. They're the best. Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, visit article.com/momdad, and the discount will automatically be applied at checkout. That's article.com/momdad for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. Okay, let's talk Caleb, Kenzie, and Corbin, aka Kissing Guy.
Dr. Kisses. He loves kissies.
Dr. Kisses. I've never seen a man
give me those kisses.
I want some more kisses.
I can't remember the kisses you gotta give. It's like he's 22, right? He has like one pickup line. It's like
every single time. Quick question. I can't remember the kiss that you gave me. Can you refresh my memory? And then he reboots, and then he asks the next woman, so I was thinking it's been a while since we kissed. You want to refresh my memory? And you're like, Corbin!
It's like he's so big and his voice is so low that like you kind of forget he's like 9.
I know, he's super young. He's 21.
Young feeling when he talks, and even just the way he's so young. And so I think the youngest is Caleb.
Oh yeah, no, that's what it was, because
Caleb's
Kenzie
21.
had the audacity to look at Caleb.
She's like,
and
I've never
say,
dated a younger guy. It's like a year and a half younger.
Well, it's also, she's like, I've never dated a younger guy. And I'm like, you do realize that like him and Corbin are like 2 months apart, correct? Like they're the same age. You're just trying to come up with excuses to not date Caleb. Okay.
But Corbin is horny. It's really hard to know anything about him because his whole thing is just getting kisses or cuddling or feeling up and down. Like there is nothing else going on upstairs. It feels like it's purely sexual. And so
Corbin needs to go on a retreat where he just, I guess that's what Love Island is. I was going to say a retreat where he just has tons of sex and then is able to then think clearly. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's what Love Island is.
Corbin feels like the last thing he needs is like a committed relationship.
No, absolutely not.
Because he says stuff like this. He walks, he's like, I just do business. And you're like, what does that even mean? Business. I conduct business.
What did he say at one point?
Something
he
about
said
videography. He's like, yeah, but you'll be my videographer. I don't even know. It's just insane, and I think it's just it's sexual. Listen, these people don't have emails and texts and the internet.
No.
So they're incredibly non-stimulated. So it's probably cleansing for their brain. And then they're horny as well. So it's like they're like someone like Kenzie and Corbin are almost the same person. Yes. Where they're like bright, shiny, horny.
Yes.
That's, you know what I mean? They're both that way. So what does Kenzie say? Kenzie has not said one thing about him other than I want to jump his bones.
Oh yeah, she just wants to.
She's like, when I'm near him, I'm so horny, and it's just like, got it, okay. And he's just like, give me your kisses. So
what did he say to Casey at one point? He was like, oh yeah, I'm feeling her sexy body,
and it felt so sexy when I was touching her body.
He's like, my hands were all over her sexy body, and I loved having her sexy form all up against me. I was like,
and it's kind of like neither of them have said one thing about each other's personality in any way, shape, or form. They kind of seem like the same person at this point.
Honestly.
So that's why they deserve each other, is because they're both just horned up, kind of one-note individuals. And so it might work because it's just like, now, do I think they're going to last for more than 1 second? Do I think that during Casa Amor that Corbin is going to be like, no, I'm with Kenzie right now? 1 billion% no.
Well, first of all, Kenzie and Corbin will both stray in Casa, because here's the fun thing about Kenzie. Kenzie does this whole thing like, well, I've never had a roster before. Yeah. And I'm like, you're the queen of rosters. You've never had a roster before because you are always dipping a toe and then saying, he's my man, but then also you're quietly getting to know. Listen.
Which is the drama of this situation.
So Kenzie, so much drama went down because we have Kenzie who gets coupled up with Caleb via what America has requested, and also what everyone assumed, because apparently he's like totally her type. Yeah. And when he comes in, I rewatched a clip of it and she was like, I could listen to you talk for hours.
Right.
And she's like, oh, say it again, Caleb.
Right.
And so you're like, okay, she's super into Caleb. Turns out when they start macking, he doesn't have whatever that thing that revs her engine that Corbin does. So now she's stuck in a situation where she's like, okay, well, I told everybody that like Caleb's 100% my type, but now I'm remembering Dr. Kisses and I want to jump Dr. Kisses' bones. And also, I believe, sorry about it, I believe that Kenzie has a case of when another woman gets him, I want him more.
Yes.
Because we saw when Melanie gets coupled up with Corbin, and she's like, hey, so Kenzie, I mean, Corbin chose me. I wasn't my choice. I obviously wanted to be with Sincere. What am I supposed to do here? I'm probably going to like try to get to know him. And Kenzie was like, fine. And then Kenzie like broke off her relationship with Melanie and ran straight into the arms of her new twin, Jen, and was like, I'm going to talk at you for 72 hours straight about how it's so not okay that Melanie is my friend and exploring Corbin. And it's like, Kenzie, you're the one you're exploring, but it's not okay for Melanie to explore. And Melanie even actually pulled you aside. Corbin asked for a kiss from Melanie. Corbin said, I'd like to be reminded of a kiss. Melanie said, no, I need to go talk to Kenzie.
Yeah.
Talks to Kenzie. Kenzie's mad. And then for the whole rest of these few episodes, I was getting so heated because I was like, Kenzie, she's just shit-talking Melanie to her twin Jen, being like, and then she did this and she said this. And then Kenzie tells Melanie, well, I just don't think you've pursued Sincere enough. And I'm like, that is a bad friend. Because if you don't think Melanie's pursued Sincere enough, That is the most self-focused, like, well, you should just keep pursuing Sincere. I don't think you've done it hard enough. I'm like, Kenzie, we've all witnessed the absolute meltdown that's gone down when Melanie has like tried to cling on to Sincere. What do you mean she hasn't pursued him enough?
Correct. It's interesting. Yeah, she's, again, just like Corbin.
Sneaky.
She exposes her youth in this, or her, she acts very young in this concept of, I should be able to date two guys simultaneously, keep them on the hook, be annoyed with the fact that I haven't made a decision yet. And anyone who looks in either of their direction, I'm pissed about.
Yeah.
Which is very like young. It's very like school, yard, like you can't look at any of the guys I'm talking about. It's very only child. Well, it's very just kind of like, okay, there it is. Because, it's one thing to be annoyed at the boys, but it's another thing to be annoyed at any girl looking. And it's a little bit like, remember when she was like, she got mad at Corbin for sparing her, like by talking. So she got mad at everyone. She got mad at Corbin too for talking to Melanie at all.
She got mad at Corbin because Corbin and Kenzie had a moment alone and we're all cozy. And Kenzie's like, kiss me. And Corbin's like, I don't want to kiss you right now, just to be respectful to Melanie, because I told Melanie that I was going to try to start pursuing her. And then Kenzie's talking to Jen being like, if Corbin doesn't come out of his way and kiss me, I'm done with him, because clearly the fact that he's willing to reject a kiss from me and spare Melanie's feelings means that he likes Melanie more. And then later,
while she's coupled up with someone else telling them that like she's also still pursuing them. So it's like
and then she's making out with Corbin later. Well, when they're in that
lying
corner,
about it,
she's doing this the whole time. She won't even look at him. She's like, She's like, you wouldn't even kiss me.
Yeah, it's so embarrassing.
Corbin's like, what am I supposed to do? And then they mount each other.
Yeah, then it becomes full feral.
Suck each other's faces for like, they have crazy chemistry.
Yeah.
Their sexual chemistry is wild. They suck each other's faces for like minutes on minutes. It was so upsetting to watch. and then Kenzie says, let's not tell anybody.
Yeah.
And Caleb this entire time has been like, let's have really clear communication, and has been so forthcoming and also willing to hear the hard things from Kenzie about like, yeah, you made out with him, you talked to him, like, that's okay. I'm not upset about that. Like, I just want to have open, like, clear communication. And then Kenzie's like, let's lie about it. And I think that's turning her on more.
Yeah.
I think them having this secret rendezvous, I think Corbin being out of reach for her and being like, let's like go in this corner and like wildly make out and be like, I shouldn't, is absolutely turning them on more. And I think now that they're in a couple, they're going to have 2.5 days of like wild making out. They'll probably end up having sex. They'll be like wildly rabid with each other and be so into each other. And then in about 48 hours, all of a sudden, she's going to be like, well, Caleb's being awfully nice. Caleb's going to start paying attention to somebody else, and she's going to get upset about it.
I think so as well. I think once Corbin's, shifted and swayed, we're going to see Kenzie freak. Because it'll be the second time in a row that like she hasn't gotten her full way with Zach.
True.
So it'll be the second time a guy has kind of left her / been swayed. Then we'll see a full melt.
Well, here's what I'm interested by. So we saw Kenzie after the Zach situation decide to never speak to him again, which is wild. We're teetering on that again right now, where she's now mad at Melanie because Melanie was like, I guess I need to pursue Corbin now. And so now she's not talking to Melanie anymore. She now has her new bestie.
Yes.
Okay. So now she's shut down Zach and Melanie. Caleb and Corbin are also potentials for her to fully ice out. In a week, half of the villa she might literally not be speaking to, which is very funny.
Yes.
But like, I mean, let me tell you what, she is great television. She is very entertaining, but she is snaky vibes.
Yes.
And I am all for Kenzie exploring. I'm, again, over and over again, all for her exploring. It's Love Island. Make out with Corbin. Make out with Caleb. Do the whole thing. But that means everyone's allowed to explore. Yeah. Your friend Melanie's allowed to explore. Corbin's allowed to explore. Caleb's allowed to explore. It can't just be, it's not Kenzie Island. And she wants it to be Kenzie Island.
100%.
And I think 100% she will go for another guy in Casa. Yeah. There's no way that Kenzie is going to last 3 days without the attentions of another guy in there.
Yeah.
There's no way. No way.
I agree.
Where like Anania is going to go into Casa. There might be a great option for her, a great guy. And she's like, oh, he really is wonderful, but like I've decided that I feel locked in with Casey, and I don't want him to be doing that, so I'm not going to, and I'll stand firm. Kenzie will go in and be like, Corbin and I are totally solid, and within an hour she'll be like, you
exactly. But I guess if Corbin's gonna sway, I hope she sways. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, if they're both just kind of horny people who are just ripping, they need to hook up.
Yeah,
to kind of cleanse their brains.
Yeah, they gotta like
and
let
then we
the
need to
air
get some
out of
clarity
the tires.
because there's so much horn dog vibe going on that it's like it's hard to know if they even like each other.
Yeah,
or if it's just pure, you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Vibe. So everyone needs to hook up just to cleanse the brains, and then everybody can think clearly.
Yes,
because I think a lot of this is like pent up. I think a lot of the behavior in general is just pent up behavior.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But I just was like, Kenzie, she made some really big mistakes because I think Kenzie was somebody who in the first few days, everyone was like, she's so funny and sweet.
She's kind of harmless and
with
sweet.
With her big eyes and big expressions and oh, she got her feelings hurt, but they lifted her up and we were all saying she's sunshine in a bottle. And Evan, I think Kenzie is showing her true colors.
And she's also like shown the most beef between the girls too, by being like anti anyone who steps on in her range and kind of talk shit. And I just see her being more of a problem. Like, now she hasn't flown off, but she's kind of doing the kind of talking out of both sides of her mouth with the like, I guess you can talk to him. I don't like it, but what can I say? And then also talking shit behind her back, and then talking shit on Corbin when he's not paying attention. So she's kind of proving to be the least, I don't know if I want to say experienced romantically, but it's giving kind of like immature, it's not everything's going my way and I'm throwing a fit about it.
Well, I think it's just selfish because if we look at the lineup that Kenzie's gone through already, so okay, she had Zach, right? So now she won't talk to Zach. So then she started talking to Sean. And then she also starts talking to Gabe. Yeah. Gabe is paired up with Bea. Kenzie has no problem pursuing Gabe in front of Bea's face.
Right.
But how dare Melanie talk to Corbin, who they got partnered up with? Of course she has to. What do you mean? And now she's got Corbin and she's got Caleb. She has the biggest roster in there, and she's explored the most and talked to the most guys. And not only that been like, I really like you a lot to all these guys. Yeah. Even Sean, it's like Sean brings her a pancake and she's like, I really, really like you. There's just something about you I really like. She's off of him in 2 seconds. Like, she's explored a lot and she's not letting anybody else explore. And that's what I don't vibe with. I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's very,
I'm down.
My
if she was an exploratory queen, I'd be like, go girl, go girl, go girl.
That's not the energy. The energy is I want 3 boyfriends.
And no one else can no other woman can talk to my 3 boyfriends. It's like, doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Doesn't work that way. Okay. Let's talk. And then poor Caleb is just now.
Yeah, so he's just chopped.
But now he's with Sol, who seems wonderful. Yeah. I don't see them having a chemistry, Caleb, but I do think that he is just so low key.
He's very sweet, very chill. He's very respectful of Kenzie the whole way through, even though he got mistreated, in my opinion. But I do feel like he's maybe just too chill, not the energy of everybody else. Maybe
I hope he explores, and I hope these women explore him a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
I do think that like he's a cute guy and he's been, at least from what we've seen, super respectful. Like, I'd love to see some of these women explore him a little bit.
I agree.
Anywho, let's talk Trinity and Bryce.
Okay.
Let's talk Trinity and Bryce next. But we have to take another pause quickly, family. So, I was clocking the Love Islanders' teeth the last few episodes. Wow, we have a lot of gorgeous teeth.
Great teeth.
A lot of great teeth on this island. Well, I don't know if it's just real adulthood or what, but I feel like every year I become more protective of my teeth. I mean, because once you've paid for dental work a couple of times, you start looking at your teeth like they're a luxury asset, okay? And a few years ago, my dentist told me, hey, you grind your teeth and you clench your jaw. And I was like, oh, that's what the discomfort and the tension, that's in my face, what's happening. And he's like, yeah, also it can damage your teeth. You need to get a custom night guard. And I said, oh, absolutely. Sounds great. I'm on it. And then he told me the price. And I said, oh, maybe later. Because wholly expensive. Okay. But I knew I needed one, which is why I cannot tell you how glad I am that I discovered Remy.
Yeah, and apparently a lot of people are clenching and grinding without realizing it. That's why over 350,000 Americans trust Remy to help protect their teeth with custom night guards. And check this out. Remy night guards are the only FDA cleared and clinically tested at-home impression kit night guards on the market. They help protect against damage caused by grinding while also helping reduce jaw tension, facial muscle strain, and improving sleep quality. And you're getting the same professional quality and comfort you'd expect from a dentist-made night guard for about 80% less, though, all without having to schedule extra appointments.
About 80% less. 80% less. Yes, you heard that correctly. 80% less. I mean, I almost cried when I discovered Remy and saw that price difference. Oh my gosh. And also, can we talk about the convenience of it too? The impression kit comes right to your door. The instructions are super easy to follow. You send your mold back and then they make a custom fit night guard, especially for you. So easy. When mine arrived, I remember being super surprised by how comfortable it felt. It's like lightweight, this like thin, great material. I didn't even notice that it was in, honestly. I expected it to take forever to get used to, but it became part of my routine really quickly. And let me tell you, I feel the difference since starting to use it, and I am extremely, extremely grateful. And I also love that Remy saves your impressions. So if you're part of Remy Club Subscribe and Save, they can automatically send you a new top and bottom night guard every 6 months, which is great because if there's one thing I've learned about myself, it's that I will absolutely forget to replace things unless someone else is in charge of reminding me. So I love that. Protect your teeth with Remy by using code MOMDAD to get 50% off your new night guard with Remy Club Subscribe and Save. That's 50% off at shopremi.com/momdad with code MOMDAD. Again, that's shopremi.com/momdad with code MOMDAD. Thank you, Remy, for sponsoring this episode. Okay, let's talk Bryce and Trinity. Trinity, who absolutely, without a doubt, is one of my favorite people.
Yeah, so funny.
She is so
real,
funny.
Open, honest, funny. I think she's the best personality, like in the whole.
She's just like she's cracking me up the entire time, just like all of her like one-liners. And also,
So
I know I said this last episode, but like I just can't get over that she's 22. And how maturely she's handling everything.
She's so funny.
Because every time, and we'll talk about what happened with her and Bryce, just conversationally, it's like direct, but then also like, I'm not going to get caught up in it. Man, she's a 10 out of 10. And
She is definitely the humor of the whole villa.
And I want a bombshell for Trinity, and I want Casa to be filled with Trinity lovers.
I know. Yeah. Their relationship's so weird to me because it's like, he's so performative in the challenges. You know, he'll do the mount her, but then I don't ever think I've seen him kiss more than a smooch, you know? And so it's like this interesting thing. It's like, what's going on with them? Is he not into her? Are they both waiting for some sort of, is she, I feel like she's really giving it an effort and she's trying to, and she's falling for him as it goes, and they definitely seem like close. But then at the same time, it's like Bryce is super close to Zach and Kata and seems to be really like in that friend group. Trinity doesn't seem to be in that friend group and doesn't seem to be like besties with Zach, because like every time Zach's in bed
she's
with
like,
Bryce, she's like, get out of here. So
she's always dragging Zach out of her bed with Bryce, which is just
right, which kind of gives they're not like close. And so there's kind of this interesting thing where almost treading water. She likes him a lot, seems sweet, but definitely doesn't seem to. They both definitely don't seem to have that visceral sexual chemistry that could grow, couldn't. It seems like it's been a while, and it still feels like they're sweet with each other. To your point, I think we need to shake things up, and I think she needs someone who pursues her and really likes her and like goes after her.
Bryce needs to fucking step it up. If
Bryce or Bryce needs to leave, you know what I mean, to find someone else, because it's like I don't know if that's even in Bryce's thing.
Like
I think
if
Bryce
he can step it up.
Bryce just likes hanging out with his friends and he's chilling, and he's not really like that guy.
Well,
and the fact that he did what he did, in my personal opinion, shows that he's not. Maybe they don't have that sexual chemistry that he needs or something, because the fact that he out of nowhere reaches out to his best friend's girlfriend, who he'd already been shot down multiple times. He already went on a date with and was rejected in bed. Is like, I'm going to try again.
That behavior was so wild. Okay, so let's talk about this. So essentially, Trinity and Bryce are very cute. Like we talked about last episode, when they're in bed and they're giggling together. And here's what the thing, okay? They might have a slow burn relationship. We've seen it happen on the show before, and sometimes the slowest burns of the relationships that start as friends first are absolutely the best ones. Mm-hmm. And, Trinity even had said where she's like, I like to take my time before I get there. But here's then the issue. Trinity tells Bryce, hey, I don't know how you feel about me, because I feel like compared to the other couples, you're not like super affectionate with me or pursuing me in that way. And right away, Bryce gets defensive and he's like, wow, I don't know if it's like an immaturity thing, but like, do not compare me to the other couples. Yeah. And it's so funny because Trinity couldn't have said it in a more like mature, like, hey, like I really like, and she made it so clear. She's like, I really like you a lot and I would love to feel pursued in this way by you. And so I'm wondering like where your head's at. And he's like, you've made me really uncomfortable now. And I'm like, dude. And then he goes to Zach, our drama vulture, who's like, tell me everything about what's going on with you and Trinity. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't even think that Trinity really likes me. And then Zach's like, yeah, she doesn't even like get your sense of humor. And I'm like, what sense of humor are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, she doesn't get me. So what I found weird is that Bryce went around and told almost every guy that he doesn't think Trinity likes him that much. Now that could just be Zach in his ear.
Yeah.
He obviously listens to Zach, and Zach the entire time has been in Bryce's ear being like, I just don't think Trinity likes you that much, and you get along better with me and Kata. And I'm like, Zach, what are you up to? You're trying to break up Casey and Anaya. Maybe he's trying to break up Trinity and Bryce, and he's in Bryce's ear being like, don't get physically intimate with her because then it'll make things happen too quickly and you'll lock down too quickly, or I don't think she really like gets you the way I get you. And I'm like, why? Either you're trying to... I
think it's because Zach's not close to Trinity and he's best friends with a guy. So I think there's this kind of thing of like, you guys don't seem to have an electric thing, and I'm best friends with you, and I want you to be with someone who's like also best friends with my girl and is best friends with me, and we all hang, and like that's what I think.
I think Zach wants to be the king of the villa.
Oh, okay. Because I think it's one of those things where he's trying to control all his friends' relationships because he wants everyone to kind of be on his wavelength with like how it works. And I think that right now it's like he has like friends whose girlfriends aren't friends with him and his girlfriend, and so it's like this. I want everyone to like
but
be
Trinity
in my
and Kata
perfect.
Are friends. You can totally see numerous times throughout the.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it just feels like maybe we're also not seeing Bryce talk about Trinity in a certain way to him. Maybe he's venting to her about venting to him about certain things.
I just feel like,
or maybe Trinity just doesn't fuck with Zach really in their vibe, and so he's annoyed by that.
Whatever it is, I just feel like Zach does have a pattern.
Yeah,
and I feel like the pattern is as soon as another couple threatens him and Kata's position as number one couple, he tries to tear them down.
Yeah,
and I think Bryce and Trinity had a moment where we were all like, they're cute, and Bryce was like so proud of Trinity, and it was like they had a moment. And all of a sudden Zach's like, I don't think she likes you very much. She doesn't get you the way that we get you. And I'm like, I think he just wants Bryce to follow him around like a puppy dog and worship at his feet.
Like, that Zach kind of got off on Kata turning him down.
Of course.
Because it was like this kind of like,
Of
you wish you
course.
could be me, but you can't be me. I like having a boy who follows me around energy.
Of course.
Like he didn't like it at first, but then he kind of was like the idea that there's this boy who follows him around.
Bryce is telling all the boys, I just don't think Trinity likes me that much. She's like, even though Trinity's literally looking at him saying, I really like you.
Yeah.
And making it so clear. So then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I should explore. Zach encourages it. And then Bryce is like, hey, I got to pull you aside, Zach. I want to explore
the most insane thing ever.
Kata, your girl. And Zach, you could tell, thought it was a joke. For like the first 5 minutes, he thought it was
Casey
fully
and
a
Zach
prank.
were talking, and they were like, was this actually happening?
thought it
Is
was
this
a
for real?
prank.
Is he messing with us? And then like it was the most ridiculous thing. And then Kata was like, I mean, I love you. You're like my buddy. Like, what is happening right now? And he's like, totally, all good. Just wanted to double check. And it's like, my question is, why did you need to double check? It's one thing if a new bombshell walked in and he wanted to explore, but he always has had it for her so bad.
Oh, desperate.
So it's definitely like this, like, I'm like, that's my dream girl. So like, I also think that's what's going on too, is that he's hanging out with his dream girl a lot.
Right. Well,
and I think it's fucking with his relationship a little bit too.
Let's just not forget. Oh my gosh, Evan, so you're talking about Kata and Trinity's vibe. We heard at one point during an episode that they're best friends in the villa. So Kata and Trinity are super close.
Right. Okay. Right. You're right. I forgot about that.
Which made my brain fire off because I was like, let's just not forget in one of the challenges when we found out that Bryce dated a woman just to get to her best friend. So as soon as that happened, I was like,
he's just willing to be around her. Wow.
So the question is he dating, like staying, is that happening and him and Trinity and Kata are super close? Or is there a dynamic too where he's doing that to Zach? I stay around Zach as much as I do. Just, I love being around him, but also I'm trying to get to Kata. Or is he trying to get in with the three of them as a couple? I don't know. Maybe like I said, there's a throuple energy that does feel kind of heavy, like going on. Whatever it is, something is afoot with him and I can't put my finger on it. I don't know. But then, he tries to pursue Kata. Kata's like, no. But when in those moments when he was talking to Trinity and he was like, so Trinity's like, I'm worried. What are you going to say? And he goes, don't worry. I'm not going to like drop a bomb on you or anything. But I'm going to pursue like my best friend's girl, I think. And she's like, what? And then he does the typical thing where he goes, he starts pushing. Well, how does that make you feel? And I want to be like, Bryce, leave her alone. What do you mean?
He's just so non-threatening though. Everybody's just kind of like, what?
Don't do this thing where you go, I'm going to pursue another woman and then stare at her and go, well, how do you feel about that? It's like, how do you think I fucking feel? And I love that Trinity just goes, I mean, I don't really fuck with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. That she literally, the way she handled it couldn't have been better. She's just like, I don't love it, but go for it.
Like that's where I really want to see another option for her. Cause I'm going, I gotta see her with options because she needs to.
I mean, bombshells have come in and she's stayed locked on Bryce. I think
I just don't love it.
I don't love it for her either because I want her to have a man who is so over the moon for her because she is
That's what I mean. She's pretty special, and so it's just like
special. She's everything. That's like I want a guy who's obsessed with her.
Yeah,
and Bryce and Zach are so nonchalant. I can't handle it. They're so
yeah,
nonchalant.
It's just a little bit like
it's
just
like
lazy.
Put in
and it's
effort.
Just,
Put in effort. Stop just being in each other's beds together
Exactly.
and talking shit and drama vulturing.
Exactly.
Put effort into your women. Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
But Trinity was like she let him back in when he was like, yeah, Kata shut it down.
Yeah.
But then Bryce pulled this whole bullshit where he was like, yeah, no, I wasn't actually really interested in her. I just had to make sure that it like wasn't an option.
No
and
sense.
I was like, shut up.
You mean
Shut
okay,
up.
well, what if she would have said I did like you? You would have left.
Exactly.
So it's not like make sure it wasn't an option. It was like made sure that she didn't like me still.
So Trinity,
which screamed, you're my second option.
Yeah.
Which is not great. That's my point. It's like I'm going, what do you see in him? I mean, nice guy. But I'm not really seeing what it is. Like he's
well in their letters to each other because they ended up choosing each other at the love letter ceremony thing. Trinity was saying that he does really make her laugh a lot, and I do think when you see those moments, they're giggling
they're fun together.
Also, you see like
they
a
seem
clip.
Like besties to me, though.
Yeah, but you see like a clip. She's like painting his nails. She's filing his nails. She's like doing his hair. I think they're just having a great time together, and so I do think like they have a really special connection. Yes. But that's connection. That's the thing. If you love a slow burn, and I get the vibe from what she said that she does, this is special. You're like, this, I know for me, I'd want that in the villa.
Yeah.
I'd explore, but like for me to like choose somebody, it would be like how you and I were friends first.
Yeah.
And I always suggest that to my friends. I'm like, build a friendship first, and because then you know who that person is.
Right.
And then fall from there. So I'm like, I would want a slow burn in there too. So I'm like, I think from Trinity's perspective, it's like, we have so much fun together. This is so great. He's hot. Like, we vibe. You know, when we have had our 2 kisses, they've been awesome.
Yeah.
But then that he just keeps referencing back those kisses where he's like, remember that one time where I laid you out in front of everybody?
Yeah. Like,
and then we hear for a second that he's like, yeah, Trinity, like, we were in bed last night and we almost got there, but I shut it down.
Right.
And so I'm like, is Bryce shutting it down because, he's trying to take it slow and be respectful?
Kind of like what Zach was trying to do with Kate in the beginning. He's like, I'm just saying that was the pitch. Is he shutting it down like Zach is, where he's like, well, I don't want to get too caught up? Or like, I don't know. We'll see. Interesting.
But I've got my eyes on you, Bryce. Yeah. And I really hope that some bombshells show up for Trinity. Our girl Trinity.
Trinity needs a little, like, I feel like she's got a bestie who she's falling for. She needs a bombastic lover.
I want Trinity to have every option.
Trinity needs to be pursued so that she can see if she really likes Bryce for Bryce.
Yeah.
Or if it's just because it's sweet.
Yeah.
It's just kind of nice to be around.
Yep. I want Trinity to all of a sudden have like 4 guys who are pursuing her, and for her to then be like, I'm going to take my pick and observe.
Yep.
That's what I want. That's what I want. Okay. Let's talk Casey and Anaya.
Right.
But we got to take one more quick pause first, family. Hello, all you Love Islanders. I have a recommendation for you. Okay, so if you are someone who chooses to shave their body hair, I have to tell you about my new favorite razor. I've been using it for about 6 months now, and I am totally obsessed. For the longest time, shaving just felt like a chore. The razors felt flimsy. My skin would get irritated. Cheap, dull blades tug at your skin rather than gliding over it. The redness, ingrown hairs, don't get me started. The razor bumps. And the whole experience just felt rushed and annoying instead of actually enjoyable. Like, I want it to feel like self-care. I really do. And then I found Flamingo, and it genuinely changed the experience for me. The story behind Flamingo is actually really cool too. So the women who helped build Harry's noticed that other companies selling women's razors were just shrinking men's razors down and making them pink. So they rolled their eyes and they decided to shake things up. They created a shaving solution that's actually made with women's bodies in mind. Yes, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. They decided to create something better. And oh my gosh, you can immediately tell the difference. First of all, no pink tax pricing. The razor has this really solid weighted handle that feels great in your hand. The shave is super smooth and close without irritating your skin. And the whole thing just feels way more thoughtfully designed. Plus, it actually looks nice sitting in the shower instead of like a random disposable plastic chaotic mess. It's very chic looking. And honestly, the starter set is so good. You get the original razor with 5 blades and this flexible hinge that actually hugs your curves, a foaming shave gel that makes everything feel really smooth and cushiony. I love their shave gel. A shower holder and a facial dermaplane razor. And the craziest part is the price. The entire starter set is only $7 with free shipping. Like, genuinely $7. And Flamingo also offers a 100% money back guarantee. So there's really no risk in trying it. It's so good. So good.
For a limited time, our listeners can get the Flamingo's starter set for only $7 at shopflamingo.com/momdad. This set includes the Flamingo original razor, 1 5-blade cartridge, a 1-ounce foaming shave gel, and a shower holder. Just head to shopflamingo.com/momdad to claim this offer. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Again, that's shopflamingo.com/momdad for the Flamingo starter set for only $7.
Okay, let's talk Casey and Anaya. Listen, I told you all last week, I said, if anyone messes with Anaya, there will be hell to pay for me. And I'm not going to lie to you, Evan, I'm feeling a little nervy. Because like I said last episode, I've really enjoyed Casey.
Yeah.
He's been my favorite guy.
It's been awesome.
I like how funny and fun he is. I like the way that he's moved in his relationship so far with Anaya, and I really like that he seems to be a really good friend too.
Yeah.
Like, when he's like, Melanie, don't go upstairs. When he's like, hey, Kenzie needs Kenzie needs someone to prop her up. Like I was like, I feel like he is
good guy.
Really good friend.
Agreed.
I really, really do. But we hit some road bumps. With this couple this episode. Now, it ended on a high note, and I'm hopeful for that, but I'm also feeling a little nervous. So basically with Casey and Anaya, when we started this series of episodes, they were coasting. They were obviously the couple that, in my opinion, seemed like the most solid.
Kind of the mom and dad. There's always kind of a mom and dad, and I feel like they, from day one, became mom and dad.
Definitely the mom and dad energy of the villa,
the unsuspecting one, too, because they didn't choose each other.
Which is interesting.
So it was kind of this okay.
Yeah.
They didn't choose each other in the beginning. Or not necessarily didn't choose. They didn't go through he did the, plant thing. So it's
no, they then did the who do you want to couple up with?
Oh, right. So they didn't. So it's kind of grew into each other, but quickly locked in.
Quickly locked in.
But I do think that them not choosing each other early on, or at least the choice wasn't made, is an interesting, just slight caveat to is there still something left over? I don't know. It always kind of messed with me a little bit. Even though they've grown into this strong connection, I just have always kind of wondered, does that mean anything? I don't know.
100%. Well, so what ends up happening is obviously we see that Soul is now in the villa. And as soon as Soul walked in, Casey made that stupid comment when everyone was on the giant bed that hurt Anaya's feelings right after Anaya was so respectful. Yes. He was trying to be funny. He made the stupid comment. She pulled him aside. She was like, hey, that hurt my feelings. But she was so chill about it. Chill. She was just like, yeah, no, I mean, how are you feeling? It kind of hurt my feelings. But, and they they're good then after that. But for these chunk of episodes, obviously I'm watching Soul and Casey's dynamic like a hawk. So what ends up happening is that Soul gets her feelings hurt during the pieing game, of which Casey participates in, and was one of the guys who comes for her during that. Of course, because like I said, all these guys are pieing her because they're all into her.
Babe,
they're all into her. So then Casey feels bad and after pulls her aside and is like, hey, are you okay? Yes. Which I think is very nice. And I do think it is really in line with how Casey's moved throughout this villa. When someone's hurting, man or woman, he's pulling them aside and checking in on them. Yes. But that conversation then kind of leads to a Soul being like, well, I was interested in you, but you were closed off. And then Casey's like, well, I was interested in you, but then, sincere. And he's like, and then I have a good thing going with Anaya. Yeah. So they're tiptoeing around it. And then, of course, Zach, the drama vulture, and Kata in the game say that Casey is the one who is coasting, too comfortable or whatever, feels like they're too safe in the relationship. And Zach says in front of everybody that Casey wanted to pursue Soul, but didn't because he was nervous about causing drama with Anaya. That pissed me off a lot. That felt like that was so not nice to Anaya. It's one thing to say something privately. There's another thing to make a massive declaration in front of everybody and not be like, Casey's just been with Anaya this whole time and he's playing it safe. You could have left it like that, right? Yep. But to be like, he wanted Soul, but he didn't want to tweak Anaya, whatever. So now Anaya's starting to trip out a little bit. We see Anaya and Casey talk right after. And this is where I'm like, everybody listen up. Because I saw a little chatter online where people were like, Anaya just needs to let Casey and you guys, the first conversation they had after this, Anaya was so low key and she goes, do you feel like I'm holding you back from exploring? I really don't want to hold you back from exploring. I mean, how could you be more mellow? How could you be more mellow than that? She literally was like, I don't want you to not explore because of me. You should go explore if you need to explore. She did not make him feel like he couldn't. She's been that way with him the entire time. I mean, my God, like what else is she supposed to do in that situation? Like she handled it as best as possible. And people are like, well, it's like, okay, that's because of what the follow through was. She then is talking to Zach and Kata as this is happening. We see Casey pull Soul in front of her. Of course you're going to feel those feelings in your tummy. Just watching it, I felt it in my tummy. And him and Soul play a line again. He pulls her aside for no reason other than to like chat. Okay? I thought he was pulling her aside to like kind of end a potential, question mark after Zach said what he said. He pulls her aside to chat and they talk again. And Soul's like, I think you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't pursue us or didn't explore with us. And he's all smirky. And then Anaya pulls him because she's feeling the feels, pulls him and is like, obviously like front, like, again, I think we've all felt that way. And is like, why are you smirking? What's going on? And it leads to then arguments between them where she's like, I feel like I'm your safe option. I feel like I'm your second choice when I'm hearing all this. And in my opinion, instead of just hearing her out, Casey right away gets defensive and like shuts it down with humor, with like well, you didn't choose me. And it's like, hey, it wasn't like he was like, oh, like freaking out at her, but it was just like you could tell he like stiffened and was like, no, instead of, I think, just being like, hey, I'm so sorry you feel that way. I feel like I've showed you from day one that I'm really into you. And then I think the full honesty of like, I was curious about Soul and maybe I will. That's where it gets sticky for me, because I think where I get nervous is I feel like Casey does want to be with Anaya, but in the back of his head, he's interested in pursuing Soul. But if he keeps then saying to Anaya, who's offering to let him explore, I don't want to, then when he inevitably does, that is then so hurtful, because then you feel like he's not being honest with you.
I think what we run into with all, especially guys, in these situations, like there's always one couple like this who like gets together day one, stays together for 3/4 of the time. I think the guys especially have this feeling where they go, I met an amazing person who I really like. And then they kind of wake up halfway through and go, I didn't come here to just meet one person right away. I came here for the experience. I came here. I'm watching my friends explore, flirt with multiple people, make out over there, make out over there. I'm watching my friends go through ups and downs, be infatuated with someone that I'm kind of feeling like I'm just in this coasting kind of marriage from day one. And I really like this person, but at the same time, I'm jealous of this kind of experience that I came here for and I'm not really doing.
Right.
Like I'm not doing the Love Island thing. I'm doing the like Love is Blind thing almost, where it's like, I just get with someone and now we're married. It's like, and I see it in them every time, no matter how much they like someone, that it's kind of this like, fuck, I didn't really, I'm not getting to all the experiences that everybody else is getting. And they get jealous and they kind of get in their head about it. And then someone walks in who's, sparks their interest, but now they're terrified to do anything because it's like, wait, I'll be the bad guy because all the girls are best friends with my girl and she's known as like the solid, rock solid, amazing one. So if I do anything to hurt her, everyone's going to hate me.
Yeah.
If I bail on this and it doesn't work out, I'm going to be lonely and cut and everyone's going to hate me. You know what I mean? So you kind of get locked into this thing and it's like, I don't really feel like it's Casey's, like, it's not like anyone's fault. It's just the reality of like, when you lock in super fast, super early, this is the possible issue you ever want to understand. And you see it every time. Some people act on it, some people don't, but genuinely you see it every single time, which is like a lot of times one of the partners starts sensing this from them and they start panicking and they start kind of coming after them. And then the guy or whoever starts going, I don't like that. And why you give me a hard time? I've been amazing this whole time. Like that, this happens almost every time where the guy's like, why are you getting mad at me for? Like, I've been like the best boyfriend ever. And it's like, because they're not living in pure truth. There is this little bit of like, I'm jealous of the experiences now. So when you give me a hard time and I haven't done anything, what the hell? You know what I mean? You kind of see both sides of like this panic that they both feel.
Right. Well, and you know, Casey was saying too, where he's like, I'm silly and I like to have a good time, and Anaya's more serious, and
I'm not getting to have all this fun that everyone's having.
Well, and listen, and that's the thing too. Like, I think I'm all like, as much as like I said, I'm like, if anyone hurts Anaya, I'm like, of course, explore. That's what part of this is, but it's always how you do it, and your honesty, and if you're gonna hurt someone in the way that like you're being untruthful or being using omission or whatever. And with Casey, what I'm feeling a little nervous about is I'm worried that he keeps like solidifying their relationship. And let's be real, everyone's just talking about they're the most solid couple, they're the most solid couple. He keeps saying to her, we're the most solid couple, which then for her is just going to keep solidifying in her mind. But then if he's got this curiosity and he does want to pursue it, I just hope that he does, like, it is going to hurt now because of, I think, how their relationship has been framed, unfortunately. But if he does pursue it and she's been open to him saying, go pursue, that it's just done in a way that's like really respectful and careful. I'm bummed because I do think Anaya, if Sean would have stayed around, I think Anaya would have maybe... Because remember how when she found out that she was Sean's first choice or one of his first choices... and Anaya was like, oh, and then they had that conversation where she's like, I really hope you stay because like I kind of want to get to know you better. I feel like if Sean would have stayed around, like they could have. So I do want that for Anaya. I want Casey to explore because, like you said before, I think Casey needs to get tested. I think we need to
both of them need different things, but from other people.
I think Casey needs to get tested for sure, so that we see that he's meaning what he's saying. He's not just coasting, right? He's not just coasting. And then I think for Anaya, I want her to explore, to have other men pursue her, for her to like, really like, be
to feel that
to feel secured in like who she fucking is, like just this incredible woman. The one little caveat that I have that I was really not happy about was when Casey was talking about their intimate life.
That was a real weak moment because he was with 22-year-old one-note boy, and they were talking about
Dr.
Like,
Kisses.
are we gonna have sex or not? And that's when you could see Casey stoop to a not so great spot.
He called Anaya a grandma.
Now, it was argued that that it wasn't because of the lack of sex, but because of the time she goes to bed, that there was this like...
Sure.
I kind of watched the thing, I was listening to it, and I was kind of like, okay, you could be argued that it was like calling her grandma because she goes to bed, and that not that she's not sexual or something, but it could have been read either way. And
either way, it's like, you
shouldn't be talking shit.
One of my biggest, like, you want to push like eject for me.
Two boys talking shit on their girl kind of thing.
It's when we're on a camera and we're talking about like your intimate life without consent from Anaya and talking negatively about her and like saying she's not this way. And then we see Anaya later talking, I think it was to Trinity, about how she's like, damn, I'm sorry. Like I'm a slow burn. Like, what can I say? I'm just, what does she go? She goes, the cooters. Like, she's like, I'm not, that's not who I am. Yeah. So like, if you think about it, it's like, this man's known me for a week. I'm not ready to have sex with him. And especially there's probably plenty of people who are like, I'm not comfortable being intimate in that way on camera. They've clearly been making out. They clearly have a great chemistry. So that's my caveat where I was like, ooh, did not love that. So I have a sharp eye right now. Yeah. Now, they did write love letters to each other at the very end. Nice. They had been having a hard time, and her letter made him cry. Yeah. And I was like, I got a little emotional. I was like, come on, you guys. Her love letter made him cry. And then his love letter to her made her get teary too. Yeah. And in her letter to him, she owned.
She said, hey, you know what? Basically, it was kind of like, you didn't really deserve for me to get frustrated at you like that. And he reassured her with his feelings. And so they seem really rock solid. Yes. But there is definitely that sense of kind of complacency and a little bit of sense of like, it's not exciting, and so it'll be interesting to see if that can withstand some temptation.
But like with her letter, when she owned everything, and was
that's
like
wifey vibes.
She's wife, and that's the thing.
The question is he ready for wife?
Yes.
Or is he here for a good time?
But when he did the letter that he wrote her, I really appreciated that he said, hey, I use humor as a coping mechanism because of my trauma as a child. And I was like, that is a really vulnerable thing to say. I
wouldn't know anything about that. But yes. But my point is, that's valid. But I still am just not convinced if he's
fully
husband ready yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she just seems wifey energy. He seems the most husband energy.
Yeah.
Out of everyone else, it seems to me.
Yeah, the most ready for commitment.
But I just still am not 100% sure.
Yeah. No, I totally hear you. Well, now we're left in a situation where Soul is coupled up with Caleb, who they don't have a connection right now, at least. So Soul will be in the villa. So Soul is open to exploring now.
Yep.
And she's not with Sincere.
Casey was kind of her like second
And
idea.
Also Casey wasn't pursuing her because of Sincere.
Exactly.
So now that that's not the case.
We will see.
We'll see. I fear our next recap might have some big shifts that happen. And I also am nervous about Casey, if I'm being honest with you, in Casa Amor.
Yeah.
I could see him. He's not the type of guy who I don't think like someone new walks in and his head isn't turned.
Yeah.
But after like 5 days with people in like an intimate space, I could see him like connecting with somebody.
Agreed.
And anywho. We shall see. Quickly, our final trio is Bea, Gabrielle, and Jen. Obviously,
sad Bea left. I loved her.
I really liked Bea a lot.
I thought she was actually one of the freshest personalities. I thought she was one of the most different personalities. Mm-hmm. I thought she had just a different vibe that was really fun and different and exciting. And she was kind of like didn't take shit, but she was also sweet. She just brought a different side. So definitely gonna miss her.
Yeah. When she found out that Gabrielle was making out with everybody, she was like, she didn't get like all riled, but she just goes, I win medals, not men. Or I compete for medals, not men.
And I
was
actually
like,
feel like they had a really special thing.
I know.
I think that he's a fuckboy, and I think that she kind of gave him a different look.
Well, we saw how upset Gabrielle got during the pie challenge,
crying and stuff.
when Bea complimented Caleb.
Exactly, he was rattled.
He was talking to everybody about it, and he was so upset with Bea. He's like, "Why would you say those nice things about Caleb?" And it was like very interesting to see that. I'm like, okay,
I also would have loved to have seen maybe her and Caleb talk more to kind of create more vibes there. I personally think that Gabrielle's connection with Jen is sexual and kind of surface level to me. It's the whole thing has started with them making out, hooking up, and whatever. They felt like an actual couple. Emotional. These guys just feel like a hookup spring break energy, and so I think if a girl walks in who is more his type or whatever, he'll just
if Gabrielle's around for Casa Amor, are you kidding me? He'll make out with
and I feel
everybody.
like she's giving very young spring break energy too. They're immediately hooking up, like it's just. It's very surfacey.
Yeah,
I think they're having a great time. I think they're enjoying Love Island, which is great. But I do feel like it doesn't feel like they're having deep conversations, and I'm not getting any of that vibe.
I have a feeling that Gabrielle and Jen are going to be the couple that's eliminated by America.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. And to be honest with you, like if one had to go, for me personally, that would be the one.
Yeah.
We see them the least on the screen. They don't really seem to be bringing anything that's of great entertainment.
Yeah.
There's no real drama.
I agree.
If
Gabrielle was still with Bea, I'd want them to
100%.
stay around.
But them two, it's just kind of nothing to me. It's just kind of like people hanging out on vacation. It's just like, okay.
Yeah. Well, Gabrielle and Bea's goodbye was pretty
really
emotional.
Hard. No, he was bawling.
I was really surprised. It was not what I expected.
She wasn't crying. He was crying.
Yeah. Well, I think she's a special person, and I think that he really.
I think he shocked himself at their connection. I
think he also really respected her. So I think I'll put that. Obviously he was out there being a fuckboy, but he did tell her about what was going on. But I think he respected her as a human being in the sense that he admired her.
I think so too. I think he totally admired her.
I think watching her move, where she was the person in the villa who was saying what she felt, and then when he would do whatever he did, she would kind of stand firm in that. I think that he admired her, and so then having a little bit of her adoration made him feel like...
They had a special connection. Whether it was going to last or not, I do think they had something, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, we shall see.
Woo.
Tonight, an episode comes out, and I think we find out who America votes out, which couple they vote out. And I go, okay, fine, vote out a couple, but bring in some new goddamn bombshells.
Vote out the most boring, not the one that bothers you the most? Because that's what I hate when America does that. When they're like, I don't like him, and then they get rid of it. It's like, well,
I'm like, yeah, I don't like him either, but it is entertaining.
Like, get rid of the people that are barely making any cuts on the screen.
Well, it's like Kenzie and Corbin are driving me insane.
But you have to keep them.
But like, you guys know it's going to be so. You guys know it's going to be
other bombshells.
So disastrous when Casa hits.
You
it's going to be
have to keep them. Like, vote with your mind, not your hearts, because it's like you gotta remember you're watching TV here. Don't get rid of the most entertaining shit.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, love you, family. We will see you here, same time next week, and enjoy your Love Island watchings.
Mwah. Bye.